Good morning. So today we received a laptop, older laptop, that the customer said they had to hold the power cord kind of at a weird angle to get it to work. But it stopped charging altogether, so we need to see why. Normally we could just replace this jack, but I don't really see any damage, so I want to take a look at the solder joints on this to see where we're at, because it seemed to me that it moved a little tiny bit, so we're going to see that. Also, this particular, it's an Asus K56E, if I'm not mistaken. But this has it on board, and on this side here you got lights. And so if we were able to plug it in and get power, usually one of these lights will come on, and that makes it really easy to work with. Okay, first thing we're going to do is going to go into the microscope, take a look at this joint over here, see what these look like. Okay, so far that one looks pretty good. This one, interesting, huh? I can't tell if that's cracked solder or if it's just kind of got some sort of weird look to it. All right, and then we're going to look at this side here. This is the back. It doesn't appear that it's broken there, but we have the weird cracks on this side too. So okay, I have plugged this in, and normally these lights you see something. So just to make sure, we're going to test just to be sure that this board isn't actually shot. First thing we're going to do is we'll test this charger. Okay, and we got 19 volts there. Hang on. It's a little iffy. Okay. They're just a little grimy inside. All right, we got 19 volts. So we're going to pop that in there. These lights, something should come up if it's getting power and functional. So I'm going to test to make sure the board's getting, to see if the board's getting power. I don't see power coming anywhere. All right. So I'm going to err on the side that there's an issue with the jack itself. And before I rip it out and replace it, I am just going to add some more solder to it. Hopefully we can make some headway with that instead. All right. So here, it's pretty nasty, really. But when we looked at it, there were some what looked almost like cracks in the solder on top. So I'm going to kind of flow both sides, bottom and top, with a little bit of extra solder. Get my soldering iron, let it heat up here. Okay. Now, if this jack is bad and needs to be replaced, it's not a huge deal. We just order a new one. But I'm trying to get this done for the customer so we can pick it up today. Okay. All right, we're going to give it about a minute here. I'm just going to pause the video to let my soldering iron heat up properly, and we'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is get in here with a little bit extra solder just to incorporate some fresh solder into these joints. There's one. There is two. See, it looks better already. All right, this back one here, that's notorious for breaking and having shorts. It's kind of weird with the, there we go. The light is reflecting off that and affecting how this looks under there. All right, last do these two. And just for good measure, I'll flip it over and we will do the top. I don't know if I'll put extra solder on the top. If I do, it'll be just a small amount. Okay, all that looks perfect. Now, going to the top here. All right. I'm going to do all 5 of these with a little solder, I think. I just think it would work a little better if we put just a bit of solder here. Let's try to get this in line here. All right, so there's the top. You can kind of see the degradation of the solder joints. So we're going to just put a little extra flux on here, and you know, maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe this will bring this jack back to working condition. If it does, that's pretty cool, because we don't have to make the customer wait until a new jack gets here. All right, here we go. Put a little bit of extra solder there. See the difference? That's the difference between a good solder joint and an old busted one. Let me clean my soldering iron off a bit. All right. So we'll go with this one. Typically what I do when I redo a solder joint is I'll wait until the solder covers to the other side. Watch what I mean. So I put a little solder here and I watch the left side. Watch this. I hold it until it reaches all the way over. Okay? Covers the whole pad. That's the best joint you can have. There we go. I don't think that's a problem right there. I believe those are both ground. All right, now we're going to do the very last one here. That is the back post. The notorious problem child of the laptop board is that back post. And it doesn't even look very good at all. So we'll make sure that we're covered top and bottom with solder here and good connection. I'm trying to do it at the top so the light doesn't offset it. A little bit more. There we go. There we go. All right, so that looks about as good as it can get right there. Let me focus at this angle. Okay. Wait a minute. Did I just see what I think I saw? That post came off. Look at that. That post actually came off. Where is it? So the post was broken. That was the problem. I didn't see that coming. And I don't see where it went either. I wonder if it's in this solder right here. It feels like it is. Yep. Feels like it is. So, what to do here? What to do? Could we rig it so that we get solder all the way to that where it's broken? Could do that. I think that's worth a shot. I just have to angle it in such a way it's easy to see here. We can try. Otherwise, we'll just take it off and clean it and then order a new jack. All right. Trying to hold it is difficult. Okay, I think I got a good angle now. Okay. So we're going to try to get some solder on there so it can connect to that back post. Hopefully we can get this to work. It almost acts like it doesn't want to connect to it. All right, let's throw a little bit more. Okay. Get that out of there. All right, so I'm going to just one little bit more. I'm satisfied with that. Okay, now the question is that the way we should have done it? Maybe. Maybe we should have just replaced it. But the fact is that we just bridged those 2 points. And it's not going to move unless it's broken again. So now our light's right up here. I'm going to plug it in and let's see what happens. Well, I don't know if the lights are supposed to come on, but I am going to test to see if we're getting power. If not, we're just going to we're going to pull the jack and replace it. All right, here we go. We've got a negative right here. Any of these pads can be negative. And then we got 19 volts coming to this board. Okay, so essentially we have power, but what I want to do, what I would like to do is I would like to grab the battery and put it on this right here to see if we have battery charging. All right. So I think battery goes like that. Let's see. I don't know if that shocked me or if that was something else. All right. Huh. All right. Well, we're just gonna plug it up to see if we get it to turn on. Go from there. We do have power, so that's good. I'm going to pause this while I put the computer back together, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the machine back together, and I was going to go just enough to get it to be testable, but I just went and finished it. So we've got our plug here. We're looking for a light right here. Somewhere in here, a couple of lights maybe. There we go. We got a battery charged light. We move it around and there's literally nothing happening. In other words, it's not shorted still. It's not hit and miss as far as it working. Hit the power button. We have power. Let's make sure we've got a screen. So virtually we are good to go. Wow, they're running Windows 7. That's crazy. At any rate, so that is how it's done. That is the difference between repairing it if you can versus replacing it. And I'd say that in this case, we weren't running any risk by fixing it instead of actually replacing it. And this way, the customer has it back in his hand in literally under an hour and a half from drop off to pickup. So that looks good business-wise too. Okay, well listen, have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one.